So before we get into the review, I just have to rant for a minute. My review is still going to be very objective as always, but you'll probably relate to this rant if you've ever shopped a popular Gymshark launch. If you're new here, my name is Kathryn and we do a lot of brutally honest reviews. This was supposed to be a review of the Gymshark Soul Lift collection, but unfortunately, 1 minute and 30 seconds into the launch, everything sold out in my cart. So we have some of the Soul Lift stuff, but we also have some of the Venture collection, so we got a little mix. So I've been shopping from Gymshark for years, and they love to hype up stuff and then sell out very quickly, and I feel like it's getting worse. I used to be able to have like a solid 5 minutes to shop before things sold out, and I literally tried to buy this stuff, and 1 minute and 30 seconds in, it was all gone from my cart. So I ended up with one pair of the Soul Lift leggings. I waited in my car for 15 minutes to make sure that I was going to be able to get on this launch at the exact second it launched, and I still wasn't able to get everything that I wanted. So I literally don't know how many more Gymshark reviews I'm going to be able to do. I'd say this is my last one, but I get too many requests to not do it. So I'm just gonna have to be faster, I guess. So the Soul Lift collection. This was incredibly hyped up, which I don't really quite understand. I'll get to that in a minute. But not only did they have all of their athletes promote this, but they also sent these out to a bunch of other influencers. They sent them to Susie KB, to Hope Scope, to a bunch of other influencers, which they don't do for every launch. Usually it's just the athletes. So you're gonna hype this up so much and pretend like it's an accident that you sold out this quickly? I'm just really starting to get tired of this hype it up, sell out immediately thing that Gymshark does, and honestly, this was kind of the last straw for me. We dealt with it for the Whitney Simmons collection. It was a mess. Then I didn't shop for several months because I was tired of it. And then this collection was so hyped up, I thought I have to try it. And then I couldn't even get anything. It's been a while since Peach has appeared in the video. What do you see? She likes to watch the birds. I just got her a bird feeder and she's a big fan. So anyways, I get on the site exactly at the time. I have everything in my cart. I'm ready to go. 1 minute and 30 seconds in, I refresh and the yellow set is gone from my cart. And then I quickly go to check out, and by the time I check out, the pink set is gone from my cart. And then I go back to maybe get like the blue or something, and then every single thing is sold out by the time I go. So then I end up with 0 sports bras and 0 shorts. And don't get me wrong, Gymshark is certainly not the only brand to sell out very quickly, but usually other brands like kind of do something about it to make sure their customers can get what they want. Buff Bunny recently sold out very quickly of their Live collection, and then the same day, literally 20 minutes later, announced that they just placed a rush order to restock in the next 2 months. Balance sold out of their recent Oasis launch, but then they made a pre-sale. I don't necessarily agree with paying upfront for a pair of leggings you're not going to get for 3 months, but at least it's an option. So let's say you were working while the launch was happening, which isn't surprising considering it was during the business hours in the United States. You have no hope. You're not getting the shorts. They are all gone. So now I just want to rant a little bit of like why these were hyped, because I don't know if I'm the only one, but when I first saw the shorts and everything, I really wasn't impressed. I think Gymshark makes a lot of really great seamless stuff. I love their lightweight seamless. I love their camo, but their other collections, like their Dreamy collection and things with seams and just kind of basic looking stuff, always kind of fall short for me. Like the Dreamies were really thick, not very stretchy, and didn't fit me very well. I also wasn't impressed with their training leggings. And I saw so many photos and reviews from people when you could see the tag through the shorts while these people were standing. So just think how bad these are gonna be when you're actually like leaning over, squatting, and working out. So unfortunately, we only got the leggings to review. And sometimes I just don't think it's really fair to the athletes. When you literally only have about 30 seconds to shop for a launch, who's gonna go out of their way to click on someone's specific link in their bio to shop through them? There's too little time to do that. Like a code is one thing, you just kind of enter it out at checkout, but a link, you kind of have to like load that and like go through all that stuff. So I don't know. And I'm just kind of over brands creating this false scarcity. It really doesn't hype up their products anymore to me. It just makes me upset, and it just makes me not even want to try and wait for the AliExpress dupes instead. All right, rant over, let's get into the review. So first, we did get the Soul Lift leggings in the light blue color, and these were $45, which isn't too bad for Gymshark leggings. Their leggings go up to like 60 or 65, so it's kind of on the lower end. So these kind of aren't what I was expecting. I didn't know that the waistband was going to be ribbed like this. So it's kind of like a seamless material ribbed waistband, which doesn't really go with the rest of the fabric if you ask me. The rest is kind of just their classic marled material. It's actually pretty soft, but it's not brushed, and you can tell it's definitely very, very thin. So definitely not in love with this waistband. It also has a seam at the top, which I don't know why every single other brand can make leggings with seamless waistbands, but Gymshark just will not. They are seamless in the front, so no front seam, no camel. They do have slightly curved seams around the glutes, but I feel like any lifting effect this would have is kind of taken away by the flat seam that's like right above it. They have a very slight scrunch detail, side pockets, and then the part that I don't really understand. At the bottom, they have what they call these laser cut eyelets, and I just don't really see the point of these. And they kind of look like those cheap little like circles you used to put around your 3-hole punch paper to like reinforce them so they didn't rip. You know what I'm talking about? I could have done without this whole situation. I don't think it looks very good. So this collection was supposed to be inspired by summer on the West Coast. I kind of thought there'd be something in the description about how these are good like lifting leggings because it's like the Soul Lift collection, but it doesn't say anything about that. These don't really feel like they're going to be super performance lifting leggings, so I don't really understand the name. They do just have a simple crotch gusset, and I already have a little string coming out of the front. We love to see that. I pulled it and it honestly kind of made it worse, so I need to just cut this off, I guess. All right, so here are the Soul Lift leggings, and we definitely have some pros and cons. So first, let's go over the fabric. The fabric is better than I thought. I wouldn't say it's compressive, but I do feel like it's kind of holding me in the right places. It's very stretchy and very form-fitting, so I don't feel like it's like loose or gathering anywhere. It kind of feels like a softer version of the Vital Seamless with a little more hold to them. I definitely prefer the fabric to the Vital Seamless because sometimes the Vitals can be like a little bit scratchy, like not very soft. These are definitely pretty soft. It's not brushed, so it shouldn't really pill. I feel like these could be an okay performance legging. It's not screaming performance to me, but I don't think they're gonna be like something that's gonna ruin very easily. All around, it's a pretty light compression. The waist is really not giving me much compression at all, and I'm just really not a fan of this waistband. I don't understand. I actually like the body of the legging, so I don't know why they just didn't make that into the waistband. I don't really understand why it's this kind of like ribbed, kind of like sweatpant-like material. I don't like the little band at the top. It's not really doing anything for me, and the whole waistband itself is really not offering me any compression, so I don't know, they had me up to the waistband. The no front seam is nice. I'm not gonna be camel or gathering. If you're in between sizes, I'd size down just because they are very stretchy and the waistband just has like a little extra space for me. I don't know, everything fits well up to the waistband. So they do have little pockets and it does fit my phone, like kind of, not like all the way. They're not like super deep pockets, but that definitely would like hold it in. I feel like this is kind of weird placement for the logo. Like usually they put it like here and it's kind of like facing backwards, like on the pocket. I don't know what's going on with that. So like I said with the fabric, it does kind of like hug everything really well. So I do actually think these are pretty flattering on the glutes. I don't really know if that was a booty scrunch before or what, because I don't feel like there's any sort of scrunch now. I do feel like it separates the glutes a little bit, and I definitely see this little like curved seam coming into action, but I don't really know where that little scrunch went. Maybe I just made that up. And I do like the curved seams, but Gymshark always has to have a curved seam and then a flat seam above it. And it just kind of like negates the effect of the curved seam. I don't know. And I do feel like you can see the tag through the leggings. Again, not a fan of these. Could definitely have done without. They are about a 7/8 length, and I don't think you'd get a lot of cellulite coverage out of these because they are pretty thin. And I think I'd give them a medium to high on the booty scale because they're actually pretty nice. So I actually like them more than I thought, but I wouldn't keep them just because I don't like this waistband at all. If they got rid of this waistband, they'd actually be some pretty nice leggings. Then I got the Soul Lift tank in steel blue, and this is $40, so it's only $5 cheaper than the leggings, and I personally don't think it's worth that. I think the leggings are a good price, but $40 for like a tank top. So it has a high neck, and then it has one of those like heat sealed Be a Visionary logos. This does feel like it's gonna stay on more than some of their logos. I feel like their logos often just like fall off. This one does feel like it's in the fabric a little more. I expected the fabric to be the same as the leggings, but it's actually totally different. It's this literally paper thin, shiny performance material fabric. It's got these kind of long cutout sleeves, and it's a raw cut edge. So there's no like hemming on the edge. It's literally just a raw cut. And I just feel like it's gonna like literally stretch out. Like I can literally pull it and it's like already kind of coming apart a little bit. I don't think they should have done the raw edge, but more of the lovely reinforcement holes. They also have some mesh panel detailing. So this does seem like a very lightweight tank. I will say that. And the tank is a nylon elastane material. I got it in a size medium. Let's try it on. All right, so here's the top. Definitely super lightweight. This fabric is literally paper thin. I really don't like the raw cut edge because I feel like I can just pull it and it's coming apart. I don't like it. The overall shape I think is nice. I do like the high neck. The front is almost kind of cropped. It goes like right to the top of my leggings. And I think for most people it would go over your leggings. I have a very long torso. It does scoop a decent amount around the armpits. So if you're wearing a bra underneath, it'll probably show. Not a fan of these. Not a fan. They also have that little mesh streak in the back. The whole fabric is breathable, so I don't really know why they needed to add mesh, but they did. And the tank top's okay. I just don't think I'd spend $40 on it. It's just not anything that's like super impressive. So this is a medium, and I think that the top is supposed to be kind of a relaxed fit, so I do think true to size / size up, depending on what you want, but I think the medium is fine for me. And then we got the Sole Lift Super Crop. This was only $30. So I feel like their pricing is kind of all over the place because I think $30 is fine for, this is essentially sleeves, but the tank is $40, so I don't really understand that. And yet another different material. Usually when I think of a collection, I feel like the materials are all going to be the same, but this is like just a classic sweatshirt material. It's actually like super soft. It has that like really fuzzy sweatshirt material on the inside. So it has the same little like heat seal logo, and then it's just a sweatshirt material with the super fuzzy brushed soft inside. And I wish they just made a regular cropped sweatshirt. I've never seen someone seriously wear this kind of above the boob crop thing. I don't understand why this is a style. I'm never gonna be like, oh, my entire torso, she's fine. She's not cold. My arms, very cold. Leave a comment down below if you've ever seen someone actually like and wear these, because I would love to know. Like, no judgment, I just wanna know. All right, so here's this thing. For some pros first, I do like these little cuffed sleeves. They're actually very long and they go over my wrists a little bit. So I always like when they're like long enough / go over my wrists a tiny bit. It's definitely a super plush, soft sweatshirt material. And that's where we end the pros. I just don't really understand when I wear this. Also, with someone with a chest, I just feel like this is like, hey, I wanted to wear sleeves, but I also wanted to show off my cleavage. I just feel very uncomfortable with this. I'm not a fan, and I just think it'd be a lot cuter if it was just a cropped sweatshirt. I'm not really into cropped sweatshirts that much to begin with, so I'm really not into the super cropped. Anyways, I just kind of got this for fun because I thought it was silly. So that's it for the Sole Lift stuff, and now we have some of the Venture collection. I had to try these Venture joggers because they look like work pants to me, and I don't know, maybe Gymshark is expanding into that. Lululemon makes like lifestyle, like work clothes-ish stuff too, I think, so why not? These are the Venture joggers in black. So these are $50, which is kind of the normal price for Gymshark bottoms. And I'm surprised why they call them joggers because they kind of just look like work pants to me. I don't know, slacks, would you say? They have these two little buttons in the front. They do say they're a high rise, which I think a lot of like work style pants like this are often like a mid to low rise, therefore I hate them. So these might actually be kind of nice. The only thing I'm worried is they're gonna be kind of short. I know it's like a European thing to wear like cropped pants all the time and like not care if your pants like aren't long enough, but like I like my pants to be to my ankles. So they say they're a high rise and that they're an extra high rise to the back, so they do go up a little more in the back, which is great because sometimes when you lean over, the pants come down a little bit. So that's a good thought. So I'm reading the website right now and it says it's an adjustable ergonomic waistband. I've never heard the word ergonomic used for clothing. I've only heard it for like chairs. What does ergonomic even mean? All right, so ergonomic means designed for efficiency and comfort in the working environment. So these are work pants. Okay, what else does the website say about these? The Venture joggers have been created specifically with the commuter in mind. Okay, they feature an extra high-rise waistband in the back for cycling, so European, and ergonomic shaping to the leg. I guess these are for like people who like bike to work, which is a really good idea, honestly. A lot of people do that. It's not a very American thing, but Gymshark's a UK brand, so interesting. They also have this like adjustable type waistband with like these little drawstring cords. They do have a little reflective logo on the back. I'm surprised how much is showing up on camera. Actually, you can't really see it very much on the thing, but it's supposed to be reflective, I guess, again, for biking. And then they have this strange kind of like Velcro adjustable thing on the ankle. I guess you can make it a little tighter on your ankles. These are very weird, but I'm not opposed, so let's try them on. Okay, so I'm gonna try my best to review these, but I don't really know how to review pants like this, so. I did get a size small and I'd say it fits pretty well. It does have a double button thing and a full zip, but I did have to tighten these little guys a little bit. Even though I had to adjust them a little bit, I don't feel like it's pooping out like sometimes adjustable waist things can do. They're definitely a super high waist, which I do love. I don't have any like work pants that are super high waisted like this. They actually have a little hidden leg pocket that, oh, actually it's a vent. Okay, actually it might be a pocket / vent, I don't really know. So they're a nice matte fabric. My only thing is I don't love fabrics that like sound like this. I just feel like it gets kind of annoying throughout the day and my thighs are gonna rub together. So anytime I walk anywhere, we're gonna hear that. We're gonna know she's coming. They have two fairly deep pockets in the front. They actually go like pretty far down, which women's pockets are usually not great, so I will give them that. That's pretty good. I feel like they look okay in the back. I'm not sure they're really doing much for my butt, but like they are work pants. And I will say that most work pants never look good on me, so I wouldn't judge this too much because I just feel like my legs look horrible in the style pant. But I just feel like they get kind of awkward at the bottom. I don't really like how when you tighten this, they have like this random like loose fabric at the end. Cause like how can you really tighten the bottom of pants by just putting a strap around it? And like I thought, they are too short on me. So I think they look a little silly on my height. So I think they're okay. I do like that they're really stretchy. I don't really love this little weird bottom situation, so. And lastly, we have the Venture leggings, which are $55, so they're definitely the most expensive ones of the bunch. So they're a high rise and they actually come up in the back again. The website says this is supposed to be one of their most luxurious fabrics ever, and I just like am not feeling like the luxury feel from these. The design is just a little strange to me. I like that the waistband comes down in the front. That should give a little extra tummy control, but it's literally just this little square of waistband. They actually don't have like a real waistband in the back. They have that little band at the top, which can kind of cut in, and I'm not really a huge fan of. They don't really have an official waistband, which is kind of strange, but I'm not against it. Now that I'm feeling them, I actually do see what they mean by the luxury fabric. They kind of remind me of a Lululemon Luxtreme, like their Fast and Free pant. It's that slick performance material, but it's not looking cheap and shiny. This fabric is that thick enough fabric that you can have that raw cut edge and it actually holds up. They have some nice little mesh pockets, gusset crotch. I feel like they really would have won me on these if they had like an official waistband in the back and perhaps a seamless waistband. I don't really know how this is gonna look. Since these are that slick performance material, they're gonna be good for things that your like legs will rub together, like running. I think these are also made for cycling. So without further ado, let's try them on. All right, so here are the Venture leggings. They were definitely a struggle to get on. They feel really tight on my thighs here, but then I don't feel like I'm actually getting any waist compression. They do have this little like mini V waistband rectangle thing right here, which gives you a little bit of lower tummy control, but I just really miss that overall waistband compression, and I don't think these are like holding me up very well in the back. I just kind of want it to be tight all the way around. So I'm not really a fan of this whole like no waistband situation. They're super slick performance material. I would say they're similar to the Lululemon Fast and Free Luxtreme, I think it is. I do feel a little bit of restriction in the knee. I don't know if that's because these are a little bit small on me. This is my normal Gymshark size, or if they just don't really have a lot of stretch to them. But I would have preferred a little more stretch in the knees, especially since these are like biking pants. I would expect them to have like a little more movement in the knees. This is me pretending to bike. They're actually longer than most Gymshark leggings. I'd say they're almost a full length. The waistband has a little band seam at the top, which I just don't like that. I'd say they're about a medium to high compression, especially just since they're so tight in the thighs. The waistband, I'd just give a medium compression though, because there really is no waistband to compress. I'd say true to size / size up if you're in between or unsure. I do feel like they'd be good for performance since they are very slick and your legs just kind of slide right along each other. I think I'd just give these like a medium on the booty scale. They're not really doing much. They don't really have anything to enhance, but they're not really squishing me down. And probably cellulite friendly, not cellulite proof. They are pretty compressive, but they're also kind of thin. They're okay. I think I'd like them a lot more if they had a little more stretch and like a true waistband, but the fabric's actually pretty nice. Okay, after doing the squat test, I felt like they kind of wanted to like fall down during the squat because I don't really have anything holding them up in the back. So keep it in mind. All right, so that is it for the review. I don't think I would 100% loved everything, but there were definitely things that I liked more than expected. I have to say I'm not too bummed about missing the sole lift shorts now because I just really didn't like that waistband. Why didn't they just make the waistband out of the legging material like everyone else does? So we'll see if they ever bring these back in stock. Comment down below if you were able to snag any of these and what your thoughts are. Also feel free to leave any video requests down below. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!